She is working out of the Advanced Communication Series, Speeches by Management. This is project number 2. And the objectives are to convert a technical paper or technical material and information into a technical speech. Also, organize a technical speech according to the inverted pyramid approach. That's a pyramid that's turned upside down, apparently. Also, write a technical speech as spoken language, not as an article, and give the speech by effectively reading out loud. The speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Tracy, as many of you know, is one of our club's founding members, and as I understand it, is on track to becoming a distinguished Toastmaster.
Woohoo!
I've noticed that she has been speaking constantly at our meetings, so is of course a great example to all of us. And today the title of her speech is Surviving Softball. Please join me in welcoming Tracy Brecke.
It was not a surprise to me that soon after I got married, I would become a softball widow. I had been preparing for this. Like I said, it wasn't going to be a surprise. I had had months and years. Starting in those months and years, I had come across some tips and tricks that helped me survive softball and led me to end up marrying this person who would lead me to be a softball widow. Today I'd like to share some tips with you on how to survive softball. First, a basic understanding of the game. I began going to softball games more as a social event. I would go to talk to all the girls, the wives and the girlfriends, whoever showed up. I would have no idea whether they won or lost the game, who hit which ball, and I would have absolutely no idea about the awesome plays they would all come talking about at the end. Just because softball and baseball are played on the same field, I quickly learned they are not the same sport. Softball games have 7 innings instead of 9. There are 10 people on the field. Usually it's just one more outfielder that they bring on. And the batting lineup can be 11 people, or if it's a co-ed game, it can be up to 12 people. Men's bases are 70 feet, and the co-ed ones are 65. Those are the basics, so now we'll go into the game. The count always starts with 1 and 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. This helps speed up the game a little bit, which if you've ever watched softball, that could be a good or a bad thing. The pitch has to peak at 6 to 10 feet to be legal, and the ball must fall between the plate and the end of the batter's box to be a strike. A foul ball after 2 strikes is an out, and if the batter has pitched 4 balls, then they're walked. If it's co-ed and the batter that they walk is male, he has an option to walk 2 bases instead of just 1. Also, if there are 2 outs in a co-ed game and a guy is walked, the following girl can choose to either bat or to walk a base as well. A strange call of the game that I came across is the infield fly rule. If the bases are loaded, or there's a runner on first base and a runner on second, and there's a pop fly hit in the infield, then the infield fly rule will be called by the umpire. This means that the fielder is probably going to catch the ball, so the batter is out, but the runners do not have to advance to the next bases. They have the option of staying on their base. This basically prevents an infielder from accidentally dropping a ball and then picking it up really quick and getting a double play, since the bases are loaded and everyone would be forced to take a base. After the games that I wasn't at, my husband would come home and I would ask him how it went. He would usually tell me pretty good or good. softball. How bad can it really be? He'd then tell me I was 5 for 6, 4 for 5, or 5 for 5, and I would just nod and smile, say, "Oh, that's good." He of course would know I had no idea what I was talking about, and I would have no idea what I was telling him good job about. These are the number of hits and the number of times that they were up. So 5 for 5 would be that they would hit the 5 times that they were up. Finally, the tip that I have not only employed in the softball community, but pretty much everywhere in my life, is to bring food. On numerous occasions, I have named myself the team mom. And I'll come with juice, Capri Suns, cookies, oranges, fruit snacks, and hand them out after the game. Even though these guys are probably between 20 and 30 or 35, they still look like 8-year-olds when you hand them snacks after the game. Finally, during tournaments, I always have my house ready as the team mom. My house being ready means my air conditioner is on. I have a few appetizers or snacks ready for when they come over, and brats, burgers, or hot dogs for the grill. I hope that the basic rules I've shared with you of softball, as well as my tip of always have food, will help you in case you're ever in a situation to survive softball. Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy. I did not know those differences between softball and baseball, so thank you. Our next speaker is Ken Castrico.